everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86-11 Autobot Perceptor. Now this guy's going to get a package refresh next year, but I was a little too anxious and I bought it this year, and I'm so glad I did. Unfortunately, the box is kind of ripped, but overall we're going to see how this figure is, and let's see what awaits us inside. So without further ado, let's get started. So the packaging on Perceptor looks really nice. Right here on the front side we get a really nice CG render of Perceptor. We have the figure inside being a very large Deluxe 8611. Right here on this side of the box we get a closer shot of Perceptor's face. Looks really nice. And if we take a look at the back side of the box, he is a sort of triple changer slash dual changer, but honestly I'm just going to be using the main two modes. His iconic movie scene is the Battle of Autobot City. His little bio says, after chasing a fleet of incoming enemies, Perceptor reports that a cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency, or in other words, they're outnumbered. So this is a reference to Perceptor saying that really long line in the film to Blaster. And here we have another image of Perceptor. So if you've seen the 1986 film, I know all of you 40-year-old dads have, and all you 50-year-old dads have as well. You remember when Perceptor was telling Blaster to radio prime and stuff like that, and then they were getting attacked by the Decepticons, so yada. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what awaits us inside. Here we have Perceptor's backdrop, and the backdrop is the same one we got for RC, Ultra Magnus, and many other 86 movie characters based on the scene. And Optimus Prime, the Commander class, is going to get a new one from a different angle. But anyways, here's the backdrop, and you could just place Perceptor right here, and it still looks really cool. However, Perceptor does feel slightly big for this backdrop, but it's still a really nice figure. Now the figure itself has a lot of detail and has so much sculpt work going on. First off, let's start with the head. As usual, the head is really painted so well. We have this like little yellow highlight at the top, the blue eyes, and it's painted in silver, sculpted in black. Right here, moving along to our chest region, we have this really lovely area. We have the Autobot insignia right there. And if we open up the chest, we get revealed some interior detailing, and this is on like a soft ratchet joint, mostly due for transformation, but you could just open that just to reveal some details. Right here, moving along toward the waist rotation, it's pretty bland, but it has a lot of details. The thigh area has a lot of details as well, and it looks so nice, as well as the legs. And on the interior of the legs, it has a lot of mechanical details right here, and has the treads right here. This is an actual transformation joint, so it's really cool that they included that. And then the feet look really simple, really simplistic, and really nice. Just taking a look at the treads one more time, and the feet itself, they look really nice. Moving along to the arms right here, we have some really nice details, and it's sculpted in red and blue and white, and it looks really nice. The sculpt work on the hands looks really nice, as well as they are black, and it looks really cool. One little gimmick besides the chest opening that the figure has is that if you look inside the thing, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see the other side, just the light, but you can't see it clearly. And from a back profile, this guy has no kibble whatsoever, as his alt form is actually this microscope slash tank, and it's really cool that they focus more on the robot form than those modes, as those modes were really simple to replicate. But overall, the figure looks really nice, and I do like how this figure stands and looks well with other figures. Taking a look at the accessory he has, his accessory is just a mere common G1 blaster that a lot of figures do have a similar sculpt like this, which we'll bring out in a moment, but we'll see how this figure looks. So on a scaling to 1 to 10, I would give this figure a solid 7 to 9. The only reason I would give it is because of articulation. Speaking of articulation, let's dive right into it. He has his head on a ball joint. You can look up, down, tilt side to side, and do a full 360 if you wanted to. The telescope part has 2 hinge joints, one right here and one right here, and one right here mostly due to transformation, but you can move it around freely however you want. I'm just going to move it to the back so that we could rotate this figure more efficiently. Now the arm has a ball joint, so he can move around very easily, and has a swivel joint at the bicep, and has a hinge joint at the elbow. Unfortunately, no wrist rotation, kind of sad. Honestly, if they added a wrist rotation, it would compromise the design in the alt form, but I don't think it would like make it look that bad, but I don't really mind this time. I'm gonna let it slide. And right here we have a waist rotation, and right here we have a hinge joint that can make him do the splits, a swivel joint that can make him kick up to this far and back to that far, really far, way past 90, and it looks really cool. he does have this bend at the thigh, mostly to transformation, and a past 90-degree bend at the knee, which looks really nice. And he does have toe pivots, mostly due to transformation, and an ankle rocker joint, which you could move it around, and it does look like his foot got sliced off, but I'll allow it, and it still looks really nice. So as far as this figure scales, let's see how this figure scales. First, let's bring in the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, and 86 Bumblebee I bought for $25, and Perceptor I also bought for $25. So which is worth more your buck? Perceptor, because of the size, but because of the mechanics and everything that's involved in this figure, that's why the price point sometimes. But overall, I feel like the price point for here is justified for both of them. Here I have RC, Cup, Blur, and Hot Rod. These are mostly of the 1986 cast, and I really do like this lineup. It looks really nice. All I'm missing is Ultra Magnus, Springer, and obviously Optimus Prime. Here I have the Legacy / Studio Series / War for Cybertron Kingdom, Voyager class Blaster, and Blaster's Perceptor. I feel like the scale is accurate to the film in the very brief scene that they share when Blaster has to radio Prime to help and send reinforcements for the Autobots. Here I bring in the Studio Series Ironhide. Ironhide is a Voyager that costed me $35, and Perceptor's a Deluxe that costed me $25. And honestly, I feel like I've been robbed so much, but I've been gained so much with this. This figure at most should be a Voyager, but I do like how they put it in the Deluxe scale, and it's so cheap to afford, and I really do like it, and it's very simple to transform. That's probably also why they put it into the Deluxe assortment as well. Here we have Brawn, Elita 1, and Wreck-Gar. And Wreck-Gar to Perceptor, I really do like the scale right here, honestly, because Wreck-Gar is a tall Voyager and Perceptor is a tall Deluxe. So overall, we can see the size difference between this guy, and this guy is very big for his size. And this guy's a Deluxe as well. This costed me $25, $25, $35. So Hasbro, make up your mind with these figures, but I'm so glad you gave this guy a cheap price. You guys should do that with more figures. Here we have the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime, and the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime is nearly, if not as big as Perceptor. And I do like how big these both Deluxes are, and I feel like this is a great size for a Deluxe class figure. And finally, the Leader class Optimus Prime from Earthrise and or Kingdom. And Optimus Prime to Perceptor, I think this scale is accurate, especially when we're going to transform Perceptor up into that telescope mode. We're going to see how accurate he gets with this Optimus Prime. And here we have a group shot of a lot of the Autobots that appeared in the 1986 film that are part of the 86 line, with exceptions such as the Optimus Prime and Blaster, but Blaster's mold is the same thing, so the only difference here is Optimus Prime. But overall, these are most of the 86 characters with Perceptor in them. Now, Perceptor's transformation is very, very simple, so sit back, relax, grab your Perceptor figure, and follow along. And there we have Perceptor fully transformed into his coolly looking telescope or microscope mode. I'm not so sure what this is, but some sort of like medical device, as Perceptor was a scientist type medic type guy similar to Ratchet, and I really do like it. This is like a little place where you could play place little things, like you could place something like that, and then he's examining that or something, and it looks really cool. I really do like how when you open it, you get revealed to the Autobot insignia and some really nice details, and this as well could even focus from far away. It looks really nice, and these even look like they're handles in like an actual microscope. I've used one before, and this actually looks like handles. And I do like how the treads right here, they do hide as this guy's in microscope mode, and it looks really cool. I don't really have anything to say about this mode except it's very simple to transform, and it's very well done, and I think that this figure is so underrated for how it is. And I really do like how with Perceptor and the Earthrise Optimus Prime soon to be replaced by Commander Class, and my Leader Class Ultra Magnus also going to be replaced by Commander Class Ultra Magnus. But I do like how Perceptor does look like in this scene, and it just completes the whole Optimus Prime deathbed scene. And it's quite unfortunate that this happens in the movie, and it's very traumatic to everyone. And all of you 40 and 50-year-old dads who have seen this, I know all of you guys have been traumatized seeing your childhood hero die, but here it is one last time. And honestly, this actually looks so good. I might even display Perceptor in his telescope mode, or display these figures like this. It just looks so nice. So yeah, that was Perceptor's telescope mode. And as far as weapon integration goes, you could only use the tab that you used for the hands, and you could just put it in any of the 5mm ports around the body, and it doesn't look that bad and doesn't look that good, but it's better than nothing. But this guy has another alt form, his like tank mode. So what you're gonna have to do is, I personally like to put this all the way around like so. Just put it, or just leave it how it is. I'm not sure how to do it. And then you're gonna rotate this whole region the other way around like so. And then you're gonna rotate this the other way around like so. And then you're just gonna have him just like that, and that becomes Perceptor's secondary mode, his tank mode. And then the arms and the legs are gonna tab in together like this, so just tab those pieces right there, and that becomes Perceptor's tank mode. Honestly, I do like the tank mode. It's a really cool concept. I'm not so sure if he did transform like this in the 1980s film or in the show. I need to watch it again, but it does look like a cool concept, and it looks really nice. I do like how in the tank form we have these little treads right here. Unfortunately, no working treads. It would have been cool, and they wouldn't have compromised the design at all, but unfortunately they didn't think of that. And I do like how this area acts as like a shield, or like, I don't know, it just acts as something. It looks really cool, and whereas the telescope part is the cannon, it just looks really nice. And I do like how these parts probably look like wheels or something like that, and it's just nice. From a front angle, it's not that bad. From the side, it looks better. From the back, it looks pretty cool. So as far as a concept, I think this is a really nice concept. And as far as weapon storage goes, I have not found anywhere to put it, so we're just gonna put it right there. Yeah, right there. That's good. Now, I don't really have anything to compare Perceptor with right now at the moment. I could do the Megatron or Shockwave, but that's gonna take a lot of time. But anyways, I just brought in Dinobot Slug because I know this is Dinobot a lot of people do have, some people don't. But don't worry, you guys could buy it on Amazon right now, and I think Hasbro right now. So I suggest if you don't have them, get it right now. But anyways, we can see how Slag and Perceptor do look like together, and I think the scale is accurate. I'm not so sure how accurate it is, but it does look pretty cool, and I think it's a really nice concept. So, some final thoughts for the Transformers Studio Series 86-11 Deluxe Class Perceptor. This figure is actually really good. It's very simple, and it's very tall, so you're basically buying a big Voyager in the Deluxe assortment, but with simplistic engineering. So I suggest the price is justified, but honestly, the most I would pay for this is $25, because I just feel like this figure is done a little too simple, but I don't really mind all that much, and it still is a really nice character to add to the collection. He adds so much life to the 1986 shelf, as well as just the G1 shelf in general. I just really do like this character, and my collection just feels more complete with these characters. Now, so I suggest you should buy this figure if you don't have him. I know a lot of people do have him, but there's just those who don't have him. So on Amazon.com right now, you could find him for around $25, and I suggest you should buy him now because he is going to go out of stock pretty soon, and people are just going to be buying, and I suggest you take action before you miss your chance. I missed my chance with so many figures. I don't want you guys to suffer the same thing as me and buy it at an aftermarket price. So overall, I really do like this figure. Now, that about concludes my video. Tell me what you thought of this figure. Do you have this figure? Are you gonna get him? Or are you gonna pass on this figure? Until my next review, I'll see you then. In the words of Optimus Prime, transform and roll out!